So welcome. The question before us is to evaluate the integral from minus pi to pi of sine mx times cos nx dx, where m and n are integers. So to evaluate this integral, so solution, we note that sine of A times cosine of B is given by a half into sine of A plus B plus sine of A minus B. So this is the tool that we're going to use to evaluate this. So it tells us that sine mx times cosine nx is a half into sine of m plus nx plus sine of m minus nx. So therefore, the integral from minus pi to pi of sine mx cos nx dx is a half integral from minus pi to pi of sine of m plus nx plus sine of m minus nx dx. Then we distribute the integral sign and a half on each term to create a half from minus pi to pi sine of m plus nx dx plus a half integral from minus pi to pi sine of m minus nx dx. So this is the integral from minus pi to pi of sine of mx cosine of nx dx. Now, we consider two cases. So case one, is when m equals to n. This means m minus n is 0. So that we'll have the integral from minus pi to pi of sine mx cosine nx dx will be a half from minus pi to pi sine m plus n x dx. This would be 0, so sine of 0 is 0, so this will be 0, so that integral just goes to 0. Let me just write a half minus pi to pi sine of 0 dx, so that this goes to 0, and here we'll have a half into minus sine m plus n x over m plus n from minus pi to pi. This will give us a half. I can factor out minus, and then actually I can factor out minus a half, and then I multiply that denominator. So I say minus 2 into m plus n sine m plus n x, so that minus 2m plus n sine m plus n pi. This minus and minus will give us plus sine m plus n pi. And then, since we know that sine of multiples of 180 is 0, so this will be 0, 0. So we have minus 2 into m plus n times 0. This will give us 0. Case 2 is when m is not equals to n. So that means that integral from minus pi to pi sine mx cosine nx dx will be a half minus pi to pi, and then sine of m plus n x dx plus a half minus pi to pi sine m minus n x dx. So all the two terms will be there. So this will be a half into minus cosine of m plus n x over m plus n minus pi to pi plus a half into minus cosine m plus n x over m minus n, and then m minus n from minus pi to pi. And should be very easy to see that we can write this one as this. So this is what you'll have, minus 2 into m plus n into cosine So remember, this is cosine. So these are cosine functions, sorry. So this minus, this is cosine, this cos. So that now cosine of so the integration of sine is minus cosine. So I'm sorry for this. So this should be cosine. This should be cosine. So that we'll have minus 2 into m plus n into cosine of m plus n pi, and then minus cosine of minus angle here the same as positive angle, cosine m plus n pi. So this is what is giving us 0, so that the answer becomes 0. So here we have cosine of m plus n pi minus cosine of m plus n pi, because cosine of negative, yes, positive, and then plus negative 2 into m minus n into cosine of m minus n pi minus cosine of m minus n pi, because I put a negative and this lower limit will still have the same value. And this will give us 0. And also this will give us 0. So we have minus 2m plus n times 0 plus minus 2m minus n times 0 to get us 0. So therefore, in general, integral from minus pi to pi of sine mx cosine nx dx is always 0 for all cases of m and n. So that's the solution for that.